Hi everybody, and welcome back to ModSauce. You may remember that last time we built our visitor center behind me. Would you like to see what I've done to it when I was off camera? Let me show you. I went ahead and finished the interior of this building, or at least mostly. I'll probably still play with it. I think it needs more plants. I think it needs more literature and more things that make it look like, well, a welcome center for a university. I don't really like where my map is currently because it blocks the window, but I don't really have a space big enough for it. So I'm going to have to figure something out there. I may take this iron bar kind of feature here and expand it out over the windows and then put my map on it. I'm not sure. One of the things I've done in the time that I've been off camera is that I've added some structural supports to our pipes. I did it all the way out here. I've added it to some of the create elements just so they don't look like they're hanging in the air. I've got these poles with structural supports on them and this iron bar, and it's not meant to look like it's super professionally done because, as we've talked about before, the gnomes, they don't really care if it's perfect. What they care about, ooh, that shouldn't be there though. Leave it. It's fine. They want it to look like, they want it to work. And they kind of love the look, and I'm actually kind of loving it too, of the bits and pieces of metal and strange structures everywhere. I just think it makes it look more lived in and more alive, and I'm loving it. Another thing I did was I built a path. Would you like to know what that looked like? I recorded it for you. Cue a montage. Here we go. So now we have the beginnings of the path that we will use all over this area up here, between the buildings and around. This one will connect up to the library and to the 2 elevators there and other buildings that happen along the way. We're laying the groundwork for what we'll do, the style we'll use everywhere. Over here, we've got our first charging station for our backpacks, our jetpacks. It's not very much to look at right now, but I think I'm going to expand this out a little bit and give it just a little seating place where if you pop your jetpack in here and you want to sit and chill for a minute, because it takes a minute for that jetpack to get charged up. Especially if you're like me and you let it get almost empty or all the way empty before you stop what you're doing and come back to recharge it. Not that I would ever do that. Right. Anyway, so I think I'm going to do that, but that'll have to happen in another episode because there's more to see. You may have spotted in the background while we looked at the path and other things, one huge thing that I did to help get ready for today's episode. I took down the building I didn't like. Ta-da! It's gone. Ah, I can't do it. I took down this building and I changed the layout of it so that we can, I can turn it into more of a university building for one thing. And for another, it was just too small and it was kind of cramped and, boring and utilitarian. It wasn't working for me, so I took it down. I am going to still have my enchanting table in the building, but maybe not right here. I haven't decided yet. I know I want to still incorporate a landing pad back here, but I think the ebony by itself is just too dark and too much. I love this wood, but it's too one color. I love that it's actually flat black as opposed to like blackstone, which has a lot of purple in it, or deep slate, which has a lot of gray in it. This is actually black, and I really like it. But I want to try some other things. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do. These are the basic materials that got used over there. Except for one. Let me put it down. Except for one, these are the basic materials that got used in making the visitor center. I used the wood elements on the building itself. I used the ebony wood. I used deep slate for the roof. I used brick and stone. And of course the stone is going to be a theme all the way through this building and this whole build up here. And I want to incorporate at least the stone and the deep slate again. I want to add more of this dark ebony wood for this building, but I'm not sure. I want to keep kind of some elements in all of the buildings that we build up here for the university the same. Because if you were building in a place, I don't know if you've ever noticed that a lot of the time the houses in like an old town are made of the materials that are in that town. If there's a lot of stone, you get a lot of stone buildings. If there's a lot of clay, you get brick buildings. Sometimes you get both. If there's nothing but wood, guess what? You get a lot of wood buildings. See what I'm saying? And in places where they don't have trees, sometimes they build out of mud. But our place uses a lot of these materials. So I want to use them all the way through. But I want each building to have its own character and its own like signature color or signature stone or something. I think the building behind me, because of what it is, it needs to have a fairly bright color. Let me show you. I think that this building's accent color needs to be that. Yes, that's right, that bright green. I'm not sure whether we would call that a lime green, although in Minecraft they do call it a lime green, or whether we'll use emerald green. Let's talk about some of our options with the modded and regular materials. So I did a little bit of research and a little bit of block hunting to find something that was the closest thing in Minecraft I could get to this sort of electric green. And there's not really one. There are some that come kind of close. We've got this lime concrete powder, and lime concrete is probably going to be fairly close to that middle color there. And then we have, of course, the darker greens, and the green that probably matches that energy best is either this green wool or probably the green concrete, which I didn't have any of, or we could use the emerald for the vibrancy of it. I can go trade with some villagers, or I can go build a tunnel borer and get lots and lots of emerald, because emerald is one of the rarest of the minerals. So these are my options. I even went so far as to pull up this rainbow eucalyptus log, which is a really cool looking log and would be kind of cool in this building, I think. And it's actually pretty close. It's not as vibrant as this green. Wait. I wonder, what does it look like with shaders on? My shaders are currently turned off because of it just runs better. Sometimes the create stuff makes my shaders lose their mind a little bit. But we will try this just for a moment and see. What does it look like with my shaders on? Here it comes. See, it's got a lot more glow in it. Still not quite the same color, but it's close. Of course, you notice that with the shaders on, it loses some of the pixelation of those colors anyway. But my FPS has definitely gotten worse since I turned on my shaders. So I'm going to turn that back off. Anyway, so I think I'm going to explore the options here a little bit. Maybe build part of a wall and see, just see what colors we end up with. But these were the options I was working with for future reference. Well, I think we have a plan. Obviously, it's nowhere near finished. There's so much yet to do. But I've got the broad strokes of it, I think. I've got each big flat section of wall is going to have a series of these windows. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to include some of the eucalyptus wood on these windows, like with trapdoors. I'm playing with some ideas. But I like the overall look of the building this way. And then up here at the top, you can tell I'm working on the roof and laying out how I want to do the roof. I'm going to use this parapet as kind of like a fancy looking gutter around the top of the building. The building top is going to be, I've decided, is going to be kind of flat, but it's not going to stay that way. I have some interesting ideas I've got to play with and see what I can do. But we'll have around the edge here, we'll have the stairs on the pillar sections of the building, and then we'll use slabs to finish that outside layer. Then we'll have a brick on top, and this outer layer of brick is going to have glass pane, probably black glass pane since I've used black glass everywhere else, but maybe white. I haven't decided yet. And it will go all the way around the roof of the building to give kind of the effect of a wall where you can't like walk off the edge. I'm kind of a fan of my students not plummeting to their deaths. That would be fine. And then I'm going to use this block, this rainbow eucalyptus attic roof. Whew, that was not easy for me to say. To kind of create little covered sections not where there will be open air, but they'll have a glass cover over them to keep so that we have kind of a greenhousey area up here where we can have some of the weird plants we've picked up and that are out there in the world in this biome and in this modded Minecraft to kind of have them here like they're being studied by the students, grown and studied by the students. I may do some other I've got some ideas for decoration for this particular building because this is the enchantment lab and classroom building. But I'm going to keep working on this and we'll see what we come up with. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Hope you like it. Friends, I am really happy with how this building is coming, but one thing is becoming clear to me. I need some farms. I really need to have quite a few things. I need to have a better source of sand and glass than going and finding some random beach somewhere. And I think in Create you can make your own, and I want to set up a farm to do that. I want a farm that, well, there's quite a few things. Because at the scale that I'm going to be building you with, I just need more materials. I understand now why the hermits do it this way, where they spend the first few episodes making giant farms so that they never have to go worry about resources again because, oh my gosh, it's... Anyway. So I think I'm going to stop here for now, and then in my next episode you will see some of the cool stuff I do to get... I just noticed that my goggles made my head transparent. I can see the building through my goggles. Well, I always said there was nothing in my noggin. So anyway, I am going to stop here for today, and we will build some cool farms so that we don't ever have to go dig more sand. We can just let it make it for me, and that sort of thing. I'd like to build up an alder smelter so that it makes my glass for me. There's just a bunch of stuff I need to do. I think that needs to be my next step. Even though I really want to just work on this building, I'm running out of materials. Yeah. So I'm calling it here for today. I hope you like what I've done. I hope you've had a good time this episode, and I can't wait to show you what's next. It's going to be so much fun. I get more and more excited about this world all the time. I will see you soon. In the meantime, I'm Larky. This is ModSauce. Have a great day, y'all. Happy crafting. Bye now.